Yo, 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 what's up? It's your girl, Minister Kimberly Gale here. As promised, I have a message that I want to share with you guys today. I have titled this message, A Masterpiece Within the Wait. Everyday life has become full of waiting. We wait for our lunchtime on the job. We wait and try to rush the time of getting off work. We wait for our dinner to be served at a restaurant. There is a wait time of years to graduate with a degree. We wait for our kids to make milestones. Well, what if I told you that sometimes a masterpiece is created during the wait? What if I told you that there is oftentimes deliverance within the wait? What if I told you that there are answers to your problems within the wait? What if I told you that there is breakthrough within the wait? What if I told you there was healing within the wait? What if I tell you that there is wisdom in the wait? When you are waiting for God to fix it, don't forget that this is a process and you can receive greatness, or what I call a masterpiece, that is going to come out of waiting on God. So we're in chapter Genesis, or Genesis chapter 37 through 48. It's the story of Joseph, mainly Joseph. Um, Joseph is tending to the flock with his siblings. When they finish and go back, Joseph gives a bad report about the siblings to his father. But Joseph was already his father's favorite, so his siblings disliked him. Joseph begins to have dreams about his brothers. In verse 7 of chapter 37, he dreams that they are binding out in the field, and his sheaf begin to rise up. But his brother's sheaf bowed down around his. They begin to question him about reigning over them eventually. In verse 9, he has another dream. He said, the sun, the moon, and 11 stars were bowing down to him. Another dream about something bowing down to him. His father Israel was not too concerned with the issue. Later, Israel sends Joseph to go find his brothers that had gone to graze the flock in Shechem. He says, go check on them and bring them back to me, or bring back to me what's going on. Joseph does not find them in Shechem. He finds them in Dothan. They see him coming and they decide to kill him. They ended up agreeing to sell him instead of killing him, though. They sold him to the Ishmaelites. They took his bloody robe back to their father and lied, saying that they found it. Joseph ends up taken from the Ishmaelites and living with the Egyptian master. The favor of God was upon Joseph. He was successful in everything, pretty much. And so eventually he was given charge of the master's household. Everything was great, but then the master's wife wanted to sleep with him. He denied her each time. This made her mad. She did not like this, so she plotted against him. She told everyone that Joseph was trying to sleep with her and he was sent to jail. But remember, he had favor. While in jail, he began interpreting dreams. The only thing he wanted was for these people to go back to Pharaoh and mention his name. One person did, and one person did not do what he had asked of them. Time went on, and Pharaoh eventually sent for Joseph to ask him to interpret his dreams. What he interpreted was there was going to be 7 years of abundance and 7 years of famine. After this, he chooses Joseph to take charge of Egypt. When famine begins, Joseph's father sends Joseph's brothers, except for the youngest one, to go back and to buy grain because Egypt has saved during the abundance. I know this is a long story. I would suggest reading it for yourself. I'm kind of paraphrasing. It's long, but it's a good story. So, like I said, Egypt had saved during the abundance and had plenty for the famine. When they got there, Joseph recognized his brothers, but they did not recognize him. Joseph accuses them of being spies and puts them in jail, not before sending one of them to go back for the younger brother. And so I'm just going to go ahead and read these next few chapters directly from the Bible. This is chapter 42, verse 18. So on the third day, Joseph said to them, "Do this and you will live, for I fear God. If you are honest men, let one of your brothers stay here in prison while the rest of you go and take grain back for your starving households. But you must bring your youngest brother to me, so that your words may be verified and that you may not die." This they proceeded to do. They said to one another, "Surely we are being punished because of our brother. We saw how distressed he was when he pleaded with us for his life. But we would not listen. That's why this distress has come upon them." So what's happening is they're starting to think about what they did to Joseph, and they think he was either dead or still wherever they sold him to. And so they know they were in the wrong. So as this is happening to them, they thinking that this famine and then the situation is all happening because of the bad they did to their brother. And so before the brothers headed back home, Joseph told his steward to fill all their bags with lots of food and also silver, but add his cup and silver for grain to the youngest brother's sack. The cup was a plot that Joseph was doing to see if they would be honest. So when they were found to have the cup, they were sent back to Joseph. After going back and forth talking to them, Joseph decides to tell them he was the brother they thought they had lost. So they didn't recognize Joseph, but Joseph recognized them through all of this. And so now he's confessing to them, like, "I'm the brother you guys thought you got rid of." He then made it clear that they did not send him there. God has sent him to be in the position he's in. He sends them back to get their father, and he wants all of them to come live with him so he can help them through the famine. So this all ends on a positive note. They found their brother. They're going back to get their dad or their father to come back live with them during this famine. So like I said, this story is mainly all about Joseph's point of view. But think about Israel, the father. He suffered the hardest weight, the weight to be reunited with his son in death. Little did he know that while he waited, God had created a masterpiece in the very son that he was mourning. During the wait, Joseph already had God's favor. During the wait, Joseph was put into positions of power that would benefit him and his family, although his brothers tried to put an end to him. During the wait, Joseph saved enough food for Egypt and his family so they would not suffer. During the wait, Israel had another son. God just wants us to wait on him. The process of waiting is not easy, but always worth it, no matter what God gives you after the storm. It's all in his plan. We can't change it anyway. So I hope this was good for you. Hopefully you can take something away from it. Thanks for tuning in. Until next time, be fabulous, be encouraged, be you. Peace out.